got to be really proper notation, conditional actually. Purchasing an online products from other countries. Making a video about a lot of education. What can be really purchased of the countries? What kind of education? So what kind of risk is when beginning online purchase? We say about seeing career in a various type of things doing, and one of the careers seeing career in is in the seeing trade. Trading anything, and it's obvious it's one of the best display of a self-interest characteristic, exchanging about any kind of goods for the sake of getting benefit. And this is one of the important things here in Austrian factorization is enormous causing about the various displays about the causation itself a universe. But when a causation complex unites, talk about the human association and so on. This kind of a display, as I say, about the mutual benefiting of the kind of actions, where the actions are directed for external causes. So benefiting for various kind of things, as I was talk about here at trading is that how much the trade itself is displaying of the various type of very self-centralized action. So this action itself is functioning as a set adaptation. So how is possible, example, if you get yourself you get a couple of seconds to do some kind of a various action to enable yourself to getting various different viewpoints. So it's always somewhere a start equation. When the start has been initiated, education is coming on. So the focus is always on certain different places at different moment at a time. A different discussion about education. So now education is that all you have to think about education, how long it has been already to waste a moment and time away from to doing something not so something. Okay, so it can be counted about the hours, minutes, seconds. Education. It's obviously happening all the time and all the time the same. And instead of looking for the benefiting. One of the things question here in education is when it is an action happen. Is it in quick succession about is it just directed in one quickly initiated cause, or is it a long-term patterns of it, or is there something even more profound, the systematic way? Use all to pay for the action to pay for a single moment, which is would be meaning that. And after that education is treasured all up to date with all this is a long-term interest itself. You're taking it, doing for one something, getting back and getting it back later equation then. And there is a little bit different kind of a few points really how things really are around the paper itself. So if you really wanted to sell for something from the products really internet, first of all you need to be really know very well the purchase prices, as you say about is the marginal. Think about all the cash occasion because you have data. Now marginal in this amount the cash is really is. When you think about any, you have a kind of a cash to be able to purchase power. But this purchase power is always translated something kind of a long-term interest. Like you always purchase things which have only long-term utility, long-term of the need oppression, and therefore always anything seems to be short terms in the money case. I must talk about the most important thing here over to emails and internet stability over the internet data. To the internet but the digital data, information is disabled. As I say about emails, videos, any kind of files, the user generated and created information. This information with this storage, as I say, electronic storage, what happens with vulnerabilities. There's a lot of vulnerabilities about the internet. The consumers and that's what goes into the long term of storage, whereas kind of personal data information coming in the various type of threads and various type of the different kind of possibilities with what be causing about this data to be lost. So the important thing, as I say, about it is understanding to able personally always take care of a personal storage and able the holding of it as long as possible as a time scale without ever losing such a kind of type of so what it takes occasion, as I say, the question goes, it takes very well controlled environmental, so where it is the person's security of the physical such a way that the devices or storage devices And as we've got shown about here, different kind of accidents like environmental fires, water leakage, floods, it's just a dramatic water impact, whether the person itself is causing of this impactation, or is it the earthquakes or some kind of a different virus. We can also destroy off of these kind of devices, computers, hard disks, and DVD storage. And there is all the different kind of storage. I was thinking about the storage medium, that there is the long term about this long term device is something very long term of the material, like a with something like a quartz, various things like a rocks and metals. Especially rocks seems to have a perfect longevity and a most amount. So it's a kind of a magnetic rock example location able to do huge thousands of millions, billions years able to holding of the information without any kind of interventionist. And this is what all kind of it is. So you have a kind of those rocks plates where there's a frightened cause, if you want to case things like a paper or DVDs or stuff like this, all has shown vulnerabilities to have a lifetime for days to the years, but they never have shown about the hundreds of years because they have never existed 100 years invention from. So it's very hard to really ever patient, but in continuous use everything broke up. Is it hard disks, is it the occasion memory cards, and the batteries. But here it comes about email addresses, about the economical sense of the letting free email addresses in the world to the different people using multiple email addresses. The problem here it is come when these companies begin suspending those accounts occasionally without any other reason, especially that they don't seem to anyone want to continue to provide such kind of a free service. But they're still willing to, of course, if you are willing to pay for a service. So they took it away from a free service, but they let it stay over the same services. Why? Okay, the question is here. It is they think about that they don't anymore want the people using of. Also, what you do if a person who will be to the end of the world do not paying anything, who just want to do almost anything, do not pay anything. I mean, be a cheap person anyway. Whatever the cheap person is. Just absolutely the highest possible degree to not pay a single possible cash application on this kind of thing. Here comes it's ask a truffles, it's ask for truffles, or nevertheless, and that's truffle meaning that you are serious. You have to question about what are you gonna be able to pull off anymore after that, and you yourself can see about the occasion. You really have to be very careful, take a look around. What your option is a future for on, and that's a bring a point oration. So many people more or less of the kind of various interest. It's creating a good point about the nation is all about the information you personally have created have some kind of lifetime, and therefore they will expire. They will expire in a time in the future, and given a time and somewhere paper now happy the virus would have been created for the last 3-4 years as be expiring by those methods. All of the information created by yourself is gone apparently, and therefore there is less a marker about this. And what it does here come on the point of individual interest about it, where your interest is staying, keeping them, but they are not of course interested in holding, and there are no whatsoever in interest you personally or your information and using. So they will causing a question about what you lose personally. What may be important of the information what those email addresses are. They are email addresses alone. You cannot recreate those email addresses because occasionally they have a stop it using the free service. Of course you will be paying, but you have to pay all the time new cash. So the thing about they are gonna win it about the situation. You have to yourself very wise to think about your own options occasion. If your options are limited, you might be losing of a personal control various kind of assets occasion here. And one of the biggest problems, as I say, about the losing of the control of your own data is that you are not able anymore to getting access to various stuff of what you uploading internet. And this is a very careful thing about the case. You can get access of your own created information, what you have created, which still possible out there internet, but they're gonna be. So you have to always all your own content have a backup your own self. Backup your own self of all information you created. And this is gonna asking about you have to be a storage media for it. With the obviously location asking and sort of the DVDs are craving. You have to be a best format version with meaning of cheap to acquire and so on. That's it for it.